Welcome to the HMG Executive Leadership Spotlight. Here's our host, Hunter Muller.
Hello, and welcome to the HMG Global Leadership Institute Recognition Program Spotlight. I'm here with my good friend, Bill VanCuren. He's the EVP and CIO at NCR Corporation. Hey, Bill, great to have you today at the summit and to have you engaged with this year's program for 2023, nomination 2022, recognized in 2023, Hall of Fame Lifetime Achievement.
Hey, Hunter, it's absolutely fantastic. I'm very honored to be part of this today. Thank you.
It's a thrill, truly a thrill. Man, what an amazing career, 38 years right out of college at NCR. Tell us, what are some of those golden messages that you have for other aspiring leaders around leadership, around culture, around C-suite engagement?
Well, those are three good ones. I think, I've been in the CIO role many years, and I would say all three of those are really important for longevity and success, right? The leadership through difficult times, helping an organization transform. As your company transforms, the CIO plays a very key role in being there, a seat at the table, assisting transformation, change, embracing change. And when I say seat at the table, the C-suite relationship is equally important, right? We all have the CIO title, but that doesn't necessarily mean you have the strong relationships. You have to build those over time, build those with trust, right? Trust is built with ability to deliver, stand behind your promises, making sure your team in turn is also a seat at the table within their respective functions and operations. And then lastly, culture. I've always said that culture is the number one impediment or enabler to digital transformation. So personally, I spend a lot of time on the culture of the organization, making sure that the employees are bought in to the vision, that they feel part of one team, and there's not a lot of hierarchy, right? So building that culture of inclusion across the organization globally. Many things. I can't name them all here, Hunter, but everything from skip level meetings to supporting diversity and inclusion initiatives, to having, a flat organization, candidly, not too many layers, but being very accessible and meeting with your teams in all the lines of communication that you possibly can, and just continuing to build that culture of trust and listening, right? I think sometimes we're so out in front leading that we forget to look over the shoulder and make sure that we have a group following us and getting that feedback to make sure that we're not too far out over our skis, but to stay really grounded in your principles. And in the end, I've always tried to be a really genuine person. I'm a Midwestern farm boy from Ohio, and I share that with my team to let them know that, I grew up on a farm. Hard work was the way. Maybe it took me a few more years to get to the C-suite, but they could all achieve what I could achieve just based on hard work.
Great stuff, Bill. Hey, what are some nuggets in building rapport with the C-suite, the CEO, the COO, the CFO, and the board?
Well, I'll be honest. I think I treat them all differently, although they may all have a C title. I spend quality time with them individually and set up the governance whereby it's co-chaired, right? So the CIO chairs as a co-chair, and then the other functional lead, whether that's the EVP of supply chain or the CFO or the CHRO overseeing HR, all of those functions, we hold separate meetings so they get a chance to influence their priorities. Sponsors vote with their dollars, right? Some are going to spend more than others on IT. But in my tenure as the CIO here, I've always made it an imperative that the business sponsor really defines the level of funding. Ultimately, we go to capital committee together. Ultimately, we go to risk committees and audit committees together to expose that to the board. But the real interesting dialogue happens way before the board meeting, and that's getting the engagement and trust. Everything from the annual plan to the strategic plan to, I'll say, quarterly executive reviews, so they can see the progress and contribute the business responsibility for initiatives. So that, you know, in the end, they're not IT initiatives, they're business initiatives that are enabled by IT.
Great stuff, Bill. Hey, it's been said that we're entering the golden era of technology, but I would always argue that it's been great forever. It just keeps on evolving and accelerating. Your thoughts?
I would say embracing change and not letting change happen to you, right, is one of the really important things. And you know, having some innovation outside your office, but innovation happens everywhere. You want to support it everywhere, but you need to have a team that's doing emerging tech or innovation so they can explore the next hype wave. I think Gartner calls it the hype cycle, right? You can't invest in all those things that are on the front end of the hype cycle. You have to be selective and pick some. There's going to be some losers. You're going to have some failures. But the golden age of IT, for sure, I feel like that I've lived that in my career, my 30 plus years in IT and my 10 plus years as CIO. I certainly feel like this is and continues to be the golden era of information technology in corporate America.
Great stuff, Bill. Hey, you know, it's leading isn't always easy. It's often a role or job. I love the idea of skip levels and a flat organization, spot on. But leadership through difficult times, we're in a rolling crisis endemic. What do you think about resilience and how do you stay fit for the job so you're always strong and centered?
Yeah, that's there's so many things, I think, back to just being prepared for change, whether you're public or private, whether you're small or large. You're going to face changes in the outside factors, right? Outside coming in. I try to stay in touch with that through various means. I read a lot, stay connected with external forums, and then internal change, whether you've had, you know, board level change, which I've seen a couple times in my career, leadership level changes. So I think, you know, just being resilient and being accepting of change, embracing it, not be a victim of the change, but always seeking out that what's the next big thing. But also the hard thing in the CIO is delivering what you promised maybe last month, last year. Some of these initiatives are multi-year initiatives like ERPs and CRMs. So it is our duty, right, to embrace the new sponsor. If there's a change at the top, if there's a change in sponsorship, very much important for us to reach out, educate the new sponsor that, hey, you own something your predecessor started. That's one example, right, of managing through change. That's very, very important for us. Back to leadership, right? It's all about communication. For me, it's always been about being very open, honest, genuine, letting employees know as soon as I know that there's a change coming. Maybe I can't be specific. Maybe I have to be vague if it's still under non-disclosure, but I can certainly say that it's important that the IT organization is supporting and engaged in all the big company-wide change initiatives, so that they don't feel alienated and so that you're not behind the eight ball when it comes time to deliver.
Great stuff, Bill. Hey, you know, NCR is known for innovation and change. And what are your thoughts about this innovation cycle that we're in right now? It's really fascinating. Being a thought leader yourself and being a leader in industry at NCR, thoughts on innovation?
You know, I've always thought it was consumer driven for us, right? We go back, our company goes back 130 plus years, right? Our initial market play was that interaction between the merchant and the consumer, right? With a mechanical cash register, ringing the bell, providing a receipt, and recording the transaction. That fundamental aspect, right, of transaction is still true for us today. What's changed is the delivery methods, right, have certainly gone from electromechanical to electronic circuit to digital to cloud. And so the innovation along those lines has really been driven by the consumers, right, wanting more self-control, the B2B merchant, right, the owners of the restaurants and the banks wanting to drive economies, efficiencies within their operations. So I'd say that our innovation is driven by the market demand, right? What is the art of the possible in achieving that next wave of interaction between consumers and business?
Hey, Bill, great stuff. So much. Thank you so much for accepting this nomination as a lifetime achiever, and looking forward to seeing you again in person soon. Again, congratulations.
Thank you, Hunter. I look forward to being there in person with you and the whole team.
Awesome.
For more information, please visit hmgstrategy.com and keep up to date by following us on our social media platforms. Thank you.